welcome back to my kitchen. I am going to put together a quick breakfast, well, now brunch meal for me and the kiddos. And I thought you guys might want to walk through for those of you who were interested in how I would use the reserved sauce from the Pollo Guisado. Y'all can come along with me and see how I make my version of Huevos Rancheros-esque um, breakfast. Um, Everybody has their own varying recipe for huevos rancheros depending on where you're from. This is my version, again, my version. So I'll get into it if you guys want to jot down some ingredients and follow along. Let's go. Okay, guys, this is what you're gonna need. The queso fresco, it's this skim milk crumbly cheese. It crumbles into these teeny tiny awesome little bits. This is very traditional. Tex-Mexers can use cheddar and all that, but I prefer this. It gives it a more homegrown taste. You can get this at Walmart or any grocery store that has a Latino aisle, but they do sell it at Walmart. So queso fresco, some eggs, some corn tortillas, some veggie oil. These are the pintos that I was cooking the night I made my pollo guisado, so you'll need some of these to refry. Here is the reserved sauce left over from the pollo guisado, and bacon, because here in Texas you can't give us breakfast without meat. No matter how good these huevos rancheros are, you need a meat. Plus, I'm going to use the reserved drippings from the bacon to refry the beans, because to refry them any other way is just not right. So hold on a second and I'll get prep with you. Okay, right now I have the bacon on for our side and for some of the drippings for the beans. I have the reserved sauce heating up, and all we're going to do now is prep the tortillas, which we are going to flash fry in a skillet. Okay, guys, most folks, when they make huevos rancheros, will leave their tortillas whole like this, but I like to make what I call a little bird's nest with my tortillas. So all I do is I place them down on the cutting board and I cut them in strips, thin strips, because we're just gonna really quick flash them in a little bit of oil in the skillet just to make them soft and pliable. Some folks like to toast the tortilla to where it's a little crunchy, has a little bite. I prefer it soft. So that's all I do to prep the tortilla. I cut them in strips, and I prefer the white tortilla, but the white corn tortilla is very soft. If you prefer a firmer tortilla, then by all means use the yellow one. But I prefer the taste of the white ones. So that's all I'm going to do here, and I will see you guys in the skillet. Okay, guys, now what we're going to do is grab some of these tortillas and plop them into a skillet with about 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Hi, sweetheart. And all I'm doing is, I don't want them toasted, I just want them soft. I want them pliable and soft so that we can slice right through them and get a nice bite of tortilla and egg and beans and cheese and everything without having a fight with it. So I just want them soft. I want to make sure that each tortilla gets a dousing in the oil so that they're all soft. So that'll do it for that bunch. All I'm going to do is transfer them over into my little sauce stained plastic bowl. And this is just to keep them soft and warm, because this recipe is really easy, and the only reason it's really easy and fast is because we already have stuff left over from dinner from the dinner last night. If you were to do your sauce in the morning and, you know, try and go that route, it would take a little longer. But if you're using all your leftover goodies from the pollo guisado, um, then you're good to go. So I'm going to toss these, make sure that these have enough oil to make them soft, and I will be back with the bean prep. Okay, so here we have all the yummy drippings from all that bacon. They're here in the little drip catcher. And this skillet is old as all heck, but it is my bean refryer. So I get all that yumminess out in there, and I will refry the beans in that once it's nice and hot. What I do now is I try and get out as much of the liquid as I can out of the beans, because if you don't, it takes a little longer for them to refry, and when you're trying to hurry up in the morning, you don't want to have to, take too long at the stove. So just dip out as much of the little bean base as you can. Okay guys, all I do now is I wait until the beans get bubbly with the bacon grease of it all, and I start to mash it with this little thing, bean masher, potato masher, potato rice, or whatever. I can't do this with one hand, but yeah, I just mush it down, and I have the heat up to medium high to high to try and get some of the liquid cooked down, because we don't want a totally dried bean. We want it to spoon over the tortillas, but this is still too watery. I will show you the consistency that I like in just a bit. I'm gonna mash away. Okay, this is the consistency I want. It's spoonable because we're gonna drizzle it over the tortillas as on top of our little tortilla nest. I can refry the heck out of this for a more traditional Mexican bean for breakfast, but this is perfect for what I'm doing. So next is frying some eggs. I'm going to do over easy and crumbling up the cheese, and I'll see you there. All right, this is the queso fresco, and it comes out in a nice big hunk like this, and the texture is very crumbly. Look at that. It's soft and good and yummy and crumbly, and this is what we put on top of the eggs and sauce and beans and yumminess of it all. But I was just wanting to show you guys, for those of you that aren't familiar with this queso fresco, it's very mild, but it's really good. It's good for tacos, and just, it's really good. Some people will just munch on it like this by itself. Really yummy. And I'm going to crumble this up before I get my eggs on. That way, all we have to do next is plate. Alright guys, here are my eggs going. I put a little crushed pepper in them and a little bit of salt, and I'm letting them set before I flip them over. I like them over easy, over medium, sorry. So next step is the plating, and I will see you guys then. Okay, so the eggs are ready. Now we are going to plate. What we do now, get our tortillas, and they are still warm, see, nice and soft, and we're going to make a little nest. Okay, a little more. Then we are going to scoop some of the refried beans right on top. Now here is where my tried and true Huevos Rancheros fanatics might be like, that's not how I make it. Like I said, this is my version, my Tex-Mexy, I guess, version. Here are my two awesome eggs. Let me let them drip a little. I lay them right on top. Then I get some of this. Let me get myself situated over here. I get some of this sauce. Hold on. All right, here we go. I had to get myself situated over here. And we ladle on some, we ladle on some of the salsa left over from the Pollo Guisado, which is why I made so much of it. Now, we like a lot of sauce on, so Then we top it off with some of this awesome queso fresco. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And that, my friends, is my version of Huevos Rancheros. Thanks for watching. If you try it, I hope you guys enjoy it. And buen provecho. Good eating, y'all.